I remember the night it happened so clearly. I'd been living downtown. I was sleeping, but exactly at 3 in the morning, I was woken up by a deafeningly loud sound, almost like a horn, blaring into my ears, and the most violent earthquake that I'd ever felt, as if the ground itself were falling apart. Just as it had come, the noise and rumbling ceased. I looked out my window, and I couldn't see anything. A dense fog had come in, so thick it looked as if someone had glued a bunch of pillow stuffing to the outside of my window. I could hear people talking down in the streets, and I went back to check out what was going on, thinking a massive earthquake had just hit us. Multiple people were gathering across the street, talking to each other. Their voices were riddled with confusion. Some were frantic, talking about how one of the buildings had vanished. I saw where apartment 426 used to be. There was just an empty lot now, as if nothing had ever been there. In the middle of the night, across the street from me, a 7-story apartment complex had completely vanished, along with everyone inside of it. Now, the police, they searched for months. The story was all over the news. The missing posters of the 200 tenants of apartment 426 littered the streets. Cops were everywhere, desperately searching for all those people. But life moves on. I mean, there never came any leads to the case. The police got others to investigate. People moved on. Now all that remains from that night are the memories of those who went missing. It wouldn't be until years later that I got any real clue as to what happened. I was over at my father's house drinking with him and one of his buddies. The guy used to be a cop. The topic of disappearances came up. Now, I asked him if they ever found apartment 426 or any of the tenants. His face, it twisted into a grim expression. He leaned forward before speaking in a hushed tone. Look, I'm not really supposed to talk about it. But it's been years, and I trust neither of you will say shit to anyone. We found the building. It was a couple of months after the whole thing went down. One of the cops was at the lot where the building used to be when his radio picked up a stray signal. He said it was hundreds of people screaming all at once, like the sounds of hell were coming through his radio. We all assumed the signal was coming from inside the building and that it proved our theory that it had somehow sunk into the ground. So we brought in a ground-penetrating radar. Lo and behold, there it was. 200 feet beneath the surface. Funny thing is, we'd already done scans when it first happened. Hadn't been there. So why was it there now? Anyway, they drilled into it from a nearby metro station. Took them months. They weren't really hoping to find anyone alive. I mean, they knew how slim the chances were. If those people hadn't run out of food, they would have run out of air. Guess I just wanted to know what happened. The thing is, when they finally got in, it was completely empty. Not a fucking soul. Space was completely sealed, no exits. Trust me, they looked. It's as if everyone that was in the building just up and vanished without a trace. Actually, it's not entirely true, because they did find one of them a couple months later. They excavated an old stone foundation in the old port. They hit something soft. The guy gets out, and just blood everywhere. The excavation shovel had cracked open one of the huge boulders, and there was this guy fused in there. It gets weirder because the guy's skin was fucking translucent, like they could see everything inside him and shit. His blood is still warm as if he'd just been alive. They've obviously freaked the fuck out. They call the police. They aren't really taking it all that seriously when they get there. I mean, I can't even blame them. I wouldn't have believed it myself if I hadn't seen it. I'm just about laughing in the guy's face until they see the guy on the rock. I was friends with those guys, and they told me that they'd never been that scared. Dude looked like a human-shaped sausage, like a clear casing. You see all his insides, part of him were completely fused with the rock, like there was no separation between where the skin started, where the rock ended. I kind of laughed at him at that point because I thought they were pulling my leg, but I mean, they looked so seriously at me that I stopped. I mean, I've never seen those guys like that. They were genuinely horrified. So they brought the body to the coroner, and he looked just as baffled, said that he'd never seen something like that. 20 years of work there. So, what killed this guy? Turns out, blunt force trauma from the excavation shovel. I mean, how the fuck does that even make sense? Guy's encased in stone, right? How the fuck is he still alive? We had his blood, identified him as one of the missing people. We called his family to come and identify the body, and by the time they got there, he just up and disappeared again. Poof. Just like that, gone into thin air. We couldn't explain it. There were cameras all over the place. They caught nothing. We never found him again. Never found any of the others either. I quit after that. Couldn't really stomach it anymore. We sat in silence for a while, just thinking about what he said. I never heard this guy lie in my life, but what he just told us was completely nuts. Somehow I believed him. I mean, I was there that night. I saw that building vanish. I guess hearing it from his mouth with all the additional information, it made it too real for me. After a while, he looked up at us, plastered on a smile that didn't reflect his eyes. He changed the subject to a completely different topic. I couldn't stop thinking about what he told us, so I just left shortly afterward. I'm back home now, and it's foggy as hell outside, and I got back at just the right time. Now, I'm writing this out for you guys because I can't get it off my mind. People have to know what happened to them, right? They had families. They had lives. I can't just let them fade away into nothing, so I'll try to uncover more for you guys. For their families. I promise to update you guys as soon as I can. Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta. I just want to say thank you guys for watching tonight's video, listening to tonight's episode of the podcast. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody on this list of Patreons. If you'd like to join this list of names that I frequently mispronounce, you can check the description in the link down below, which I really appreciate because this helps me, 1, keep the lights on, and 2, helps me pay authors for the stories that you hear on this channel. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody on this list of Patreons. Some of these amazing folks are Diana Kraus, AcidSystem, Blake Rattler, Brandon Mendoza, Brenna, Caltuna, ChicagoHitman, CoryxKenshin, CrusaderChocobo, Dakota Best, Daniel Poulsen, Dante Kinkade, Enchanted Buns, Estebean, Nephew, Himbo Jerry, Our Minute Seconds Time, Ingegerd Solstrom, Jay Kearns, Jadis Pet, McMog, Mr. Marcus Blitz, Psychomel, Plant Piz, Red Shadow Cat, Remember the Sun, Salty Surprise, Samara Lynn, Seclude, Simba's Bloody Mojo, Sky Harbor, Smiley the Psychotic, Sully Man, Tolly Sue, Team Leo 76, The Demented Voice in Your Head, The Chavez Brothers, The Ginger Bros, Tommy Walters, Viceroy Scorn, William Wellington, Your Bro Keegan, Zabub, and Shadow Gardens. A huge thank you to you guys, everybody who shows up in the description down below, and honestly, anybody who can pledge even just like $1 a month You guys are absolutely amazing. I cannot continue doing this channel without you, and your support means the world to me. And that goes to everybody, not just on Patreon, but honestly just you guys out there who just subscribe, those guys out there who are just listening or putting on the nonstop radio live stream while it's running in their sleep. I appreciate you guys greatly, especially during this kind of rough time for me. Having you guys around, and I mean this wholeheartedly, it is incredible. So, hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a part of this. And as always, folks, sweet dreams.